For those of you just joining this channel, I say welcome. For today's video, I'd like to discuss 3 steps that you can implement in order to successfully search and obtain a teaching job in the kingdom. If you're hoping to travel into Thailand and apply for a teaching job, then this video is for you. But before I dive into the 3 tips, I urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and of course hit the like button. You can also catch up with me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Check my page to follow up on this social media interaction, especially when I'm live with other fans. So what have you got to do in order to secure a teaching job in the kingdom? It's quite easy as long as you follow this guide. The first step is your pre-arrival preparation. Before traveling to Thailand, make sure you read and learn few things about the culture. It's very important for you to read and learn few tips about Thai culture. Here you think of polite ways of greeting in the kingdom. You think of those cultural taboos that foreigners aren't allowed to partake in. Knowing these things will save you from eventual trouble should you find yourself in difficult situation in the kingdom. The next thing you need to read and research on about Thailand is teaching job requirements. Many of you make the mistake of jumping into an airplane and travel into the kingdom without learning adequate information about what is required to live and work in the kingdom as a teacher. The first thing you need to think of here is the right qualification. Do you have a bachelor's degree? Anybody with a bachelor's degree can definitely obtain a teaching job in the kingdom. What is important is for you to be able to express yourself in English, and if you have some few years of teaching experience up your sleeve, then that would be good. So read about the requirements. You think of degree, you think of English proficiency tests like TOEIC, ICE, and TOEFL. If you can write TOEIC in your home country before coming over to Thailand, that would be quite good. But if not, come into the kingdom and take any of the exams. If you like to take TOEIC, there are 2 TOEIC centers in the kingdom. You have the main center in Bangkok and one in Chiang Mai. You can register for this exam at any time. The next thing you need to familiarize yourself with before traveling to Thailand is for you to prepare your documents. You've already read and you know what is required for you to obtain a job in the kingdom. What you have to do next is for you to get these documents ready. If you intend to take your original copies with you, prepare it, or if not, do certified copies and carry it along when traveling into the kingdom. Make sure you do this pre-travel preparation before coming in. The next step is when you're already into Thailand. Normally, we are assuming that you have arrived and you passed through airport control and you are in Bangkok, perhaps lodging in one of the hotels. Here you are thinking on how to secure a job. The next thing you have to do here to go about your job application is for you to prepare your application file. I'll advise that you prepare 5 different files for the application process. Each file will represent a school. Once you've prepared this file, then think of the schools that you intend to visit and apply in person. How do you get to prepare your application file? You do photocopies of all the originals of your documents. Do not make the mistake of going out to apply for jobs with your original documents. No. Do photocopies, a lot of copies on all the documents that you need. Update your CV and print out copies as well. Make sure you have passport size photographs with you. At least have 16 to 24 pieces with you. Once you've prepared this application file, map out an area where you intend to apply for the job. Assuming you're in Bangkok, Bangkok is very big. There are lots of districts in Bangkok. Map out one of these areas and check the name of the schools there and decide on where you want to apply. Another thing you should do is for you to narrow down the scope of your job search. By narrowing down, you need to decide on what level of students you like to teach. Are you okay with primary kids, or would you like to teach secondary kids? Or perhaps you're looking at university students or technical colleges. Narrow down your job search. Once you've decided on this, then you should look only for schools based on your interests. If it's primary, write down the names of primary schools in that area which you've mapped out. If it's secondary, do the same. Write down the names of schools. Like I mentioned, prepare 5 files. 5 files equals 5 different schools that you have to move and apply to. Supposing you've mapped out these areas and the 5 schools that you intend to apply to, the next thing you have to do is to decide on a means of transportation. As a first-time visitor into the kingdom, I wouldn't advise you use taxis. It's very expensive. Try to use public transportation, perhaps SkyTrain or the bus service. It will take you to the area where you intend to go to, and when you get there, to be able to get to the school, you may want to use a tricycle, what is known here as tuk-tuk. It will take you there. When you do this, it will help you to save costs. Go to these schools in person and drop your application. If you're fortunate enough, you may meet the person in charge of recruitment on seat, and they might conduct an interview there on the spot with you, and they may end up offering the job to you. This is one of the advantages of going to schools in person to drop your application. Do not be shy. Do not be afraid. I know since it's your first time, perhaps you're overwhelmed, and this might pose a problem because you wouldn't be confident enough to move into schools, but do that. And since it's your first time, language barrier will automatically be a problem. For you to manage with this situation, you have to make excessive use of your mobile phone. For example, take a picture on the web of the school that you intend to visit. All the schools you've searched, they have social media pages. Try to download the school logo or take a screenshot of the school's information and present it to anybody you meet around that area. They will read this information in Thai and they will be able to give you direction on how to find this school. So that is the first thing you want to do to minimize the language barrier. The next thing is for you to make use of translation services. Use your Google app to translate directly and try to communicate. Don't worry, Thais are very lovely people. Just be polite and greet, and they will definitely offer the help that you need. So this is the second thing you need to do in order to easily obtain a teaching job in the kingdom. These tips I'm sharing with you are out of experience. When I first moved here, I did not have the privilege of learning such information. Nobody shared with me. So it's a privilege for me to share this with you because many people come into the kingdom, they make one mistake or the other that leads to them not having job on time, and they end up overstaying their visa. The next thing you need to do to easily secure a job in the kingdom is for you to build connection. How do you do this? Join forums. Every social media page in the kingdom has a dedicated group for expats from different countries in the kingdom. It doesn't matter where you're from. I'm sure you will find somebody from your home country. Or even if you're from a particular country that you think is not well represented in the kingdom, think of the continent as a whole. Let us assume that you're somewhere from Europe and you feel like not many of your fellow countrymen are in the kingdom. Search other nationalities in the kingdom. They all have Facebook group. Join these groups and you have the opportunity to see first-hand information about job adverts. This is one simple strategy that you can equally use to apply for jobs. Like for me as an African, there are lots of African forums around based on your nationality. You have South Africans' web page here, or rather Facebook page, Cameroonians' Facebook page, Kenyans in Thailand. A lot of them, even people from Asia like Indians, Filipinos, they have dedicated Facebook page that serve every Filipino. You wouldn't lack one. So try to join these groups in order to gain access to first-hand information about teaching jobs in the kingdom. And when you join this group, it equally give you the opportunity to discuss with fellow countrymen that have been here for quite a long time about life in the kingdom. They will definitely guide you on how to easily apply and secure a job for yourself. And this will equally help you to create long-lasting friendship. So please make sure you do this. And again, besides moving around and dropping your application in person and building network or connection, you can equally use the internet to apply for jobs, but this should be your last resource. Don't make the mistake of coming, you sit in your hotel room and you feel like with your laptop and computer you can easily secure a job in the kingdom. No, unless you are a native English speaker, to be quite honest. As far as you are a non-native, it's a challenge. You have to work your ass out to secure one. If you end up having a job from the internet, then consider yourself to be lucky, because in most cases it's difficult to have one. But try. It should be a last resource. Apply. There are a lot of websites that advertise teaching jobs like ajan.com, jobs.db, and teach in Thailand. Just type on the internet teaching jobs in Thailand and you'll get to see our different website or blog posts and even language centers that advertise teaching jobs in the kingdom. Copy down the information and apply for it. I hope these few tips helps you to successfully search and apply for teaching jobs in the kingdom. And before I end the live session, I would like to give you these two pertinent advice. One, your priority should be your visa, not the salary. Some applicants make the mistake of channeling their energy towards the paid package and they forget to place importance to their visa. As a result, they end up having overstay. It's your first time in the kingdom. Why do you bother much about the paid package? Your priority should be your visa. Try to get a job as early as possible. If you have a job on time, you equally give your employer enough time to follow up on your work permit. But if you're being selective and you end up having job at the tail end of your visa, this causes complication, and even your employer is under pressure. Things might not go well. So please, the focus should be on your visa. Assume that your first year in the kingdom is a learning process. Accept whatever is on offer for you. And once you've stayed here long enough to understand the system, then you can make your priorities as far as paid package is concerned. And the second word of warning which I want to give you guys is the high end of life in the country. If you are a newcomer, avoid comparing with those that have been living here long term, especially if you come and end up in Bangkok. You will meet a lot of Africans there. If you're from Africa, you might immerse yourself in their way of life, but you're deceiving yourself, because at the end of the day, your stay in the kingdom is not yet guaranteed. If you end up overstaying your visa, you'll be the one in deep problem, and at the end of the day, immigration will run after you, but those guys will be free. Even if you're from Europe or you're a native speaker from America, South Africa, England, wherever, please avoid the high end of life until when you must have secured a teaching job and your visa has been extended. Then you can start enjoying all the good things that life in Thailand has to offer. I hope these few tips helps you to like successfully search and obtain a job in Thailand. And if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button. To show support to this channel, I urge you to join channel membership. And of course, you can use super thanks and super stickers to say thank you for the work that I've been doing. Check my channel page and you'll see all this information there. Until then, see you next time. Bye bye. Or as they say in Thai, Sawadee krap.